Hey, what's up, people? Good evening to you all. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Ant, and welcome back. How are you? Hello, Dale, welcome back. Yeah, like I said, I will be back. So, yeah, I just thought I'd come back on, and sometimes what happens is I'll come back on, and then the algorithm pushes it out to more people. I'll get more, yeah. Did you train today? Like I said, I did a few, these, these roll things earlier, yeah. So, did a couple of sets of those. Like the first set, I did more like pulse reps, and then the second set, I did more like fast. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna like overtrain because I realize that that's not a good idea. You want to make sure that you're focusing on quality of training rather than the amount of training, because if you do too much training and it's the wrong kind of training, then you're just gonna like burn yourself out, especially if it's a lot of like cardio and it's a lot of just kind of, like you've got to be really intentional about what you're doing and focus on quality stimulus. Focus on the intensity of each, workout, and not just the intensity, but the way that you're doing things, like the form and things like that. If you're cheating and the reps and things like that, and it can actually cause problems and not actually really make progress. So yeah, I've been trying to learn more about dialing in that kind of stuff, really. I mean, it's all right if you're a beginner, you don't really need to worry too much about getting kind of technical, but as you get more advanced, then you're going to have to start kind of tweaking things a bit more. Otherwise, you might find you'll reach a plateau. Because the thing is that if you're a beginner, it's a novel stimulus. How's it going, Usher? Welcome in here. What are we on about? What are we talking about this for? What the hell? Anyway, good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's a bit inappropriate, isn't it? Yeah, but thank you for joining me tonight. If you're new here, subscribe, please. That would be really appreciated. So yeah, like the live as well. There's 9 people here. One like. Let's do this. Anyway, but like I said, it's about being intentional with your training, and because for a while I was being quite just kind of random and just kind of not really, and just for a while what I was doing is I was just doing bits of like body weight stuff throughout the day or whatever, and not really kind of taking it that seriously. I was just probably doing enough to maintain, but wasn't really focusing on progressive overload that much and taking things to the next level. So you're gonna get to a plateau if you're doing that. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, how are we doing, people? I hope you're all well. Hello, Caroline. Good to see you again. How have you been? But yeah, you have to really be intentional with your training and really have a the right program, for example. And if you're just going to the gym and just lifting random bunch of weights, and yeah, you're gonna get some progress at the beginning, but you're gonna find that will quickly start to diminish. And after a while, you might be like, I'm not making any more progress. Or it might be that the way that you were doing things was not optimal, and you just have to keep on tweaking things. And yeah, welcoming everybody. Like for example, if you're doing things at too low of a rep range, for example, you might get some progress at the beginning, but then that might be more for like strength, but then you might have to tweak with your rep ranges and stuff like that to find what works. But they say generally anything from about 5 to 30 reps is good. But if you're doing a lot of sets where you're doing really kind of low rep ranges, and then if you say, and also another thing is that these like warm-up sets people do and quite often it's, kind of just junk volume that they're just kind of throwing in there, which is just going to add to their fatigue and just it's not going to actually help with your workout a lot of it. And of course, yeah, it's good to have warm-ups, but perhaps just have that before you go out and just do a few stretches, maybe if you feel the need to do that. And but doing all these warm-up sets where where it's just not actually productive. So yeah, how's it going, Lobo? Hello, Alex. Welcome in. How you doing tonight, people? Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. There's nobody behind me. Anyway, yeah, welcome in, everybody. You're right, Caroline. You still there? You was the one from America. Was it Myrtle Beach? Yeah. I'm tired. I don't know. Where are you from anyway, Alex? Welcome to my live. Share this out if you can. Thank you for the 3 likes, everybody. Yeah. But yeah, what's up, people? Who's still here? And join the chat, everybody. And yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. What shall we talk about? Not too sure what we should get into next. But yeah, like I said, just kind of flailing around with your training might not be. I mean, it might be all right at the beginning, but you're going to have to start tweaking things after a while. Like, you're going to need to make sure your diet is on point as well, because all these people who are just like messing up with their diet, so they're training so hard, and then they're not even getting their macros in, for example. Then you've just wasted your training, then, haven't you? There's no point if you're just gonna not even get your diet right. Welcome back. It's a name, yeah. So if you're not even gonna get your macros on point, then what is the point even bothering with your training? And yeah, it's gonna help you with your fitness and all that, but you might as well just do cardio then. You might as well just do cardio. If you just want to get generally fit, then yeah, thank you for subbing, Alex. You have to make sure that you get your protein in and all that kind of stuff. But if you're not doing that, you're just eating cookies all day or whatever, and ice cream and cakes and all that crap, then you might as well just not even bother, doing your lifting the weights, because how are you going to make progress if you're not hitting the protein? Muscle doesn't just build magically. You have to put the right things in your body. I'd be being if I knew what you're talking about. What, yeah, I mean, macronutrients I'm talking about. So like, protein and things like that. And the thing is, if you're not in a calorie surplus, as well, like, especially if you're like really skinny to begin with, you should really be trying to get yourself in a calorie surplus. Look at that guy, Alec, what was it called? Jack's Fitness. And like, he was just not eating enough hardly. He was just doing all this training, but he wasn't really like, yeah. So he ended up on this MK677 or something, and apparently he's making like way more progress now. But yeah. So basically, yeah, he's just. Some people are saying that he's a fitness sellout. I mean, I can see what people are saying, but I think the guy actually maybe he does need some kind of supplement to help him, because he really is struggling to get the food down. They were saying. Yeah, like he really struggled to get the food down. He was only eating about 2,000 calories a day, which for him is just not enough. He would need to be eating like 3,000 plus calories per day to be really putting on any significant size with it. Because if you're working out and you're active and you need to have some calorie deficit, intermittent fasting and weights help. If you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, you want to be in a calorie deficit, but you also need to make sure that you're hitting the protein as well, because and also protein can help with satiation. So that's a tip for people trying to lose weight. Try to up your protein intake as well as your fiber intake. So if you get both of those in, that would be good. So maybe try and get some like, lupin beans are a good option perhaps. And probably get, a lot of like, maybe use like gram flour or chickpea flour, because that's higher in protein. It's got a lot of fiber in it, so that might be a better option for some people. Or if you use that in your cooking instead of regular flour, that might be an idea. You can make stuff out of that. You can make your flatbreads with that instead, and it would, yeah, um, yeah, gram flour. It's just like flour, but it's made from chickpeas and yellow split peas. Yeah, because I used to use that, but then again, it might be a bit of a funny taste to some people. But look at high protein flours and stuff. If you need to use flour in your cooking, then find one that's higher in protein. I would say, because it's probably going to make you a lot more full. I would say, like, just yeah. Anyway, but yeah, was it love lentils and beans? Yeah, that'd be good for weight loss. A lot of fiber, a lot of protein. Yeah. And what would you do with it? Like you said, you could make flatbreads with it. You could do, I mean, you could even maybe even try making a pizza with it. I'm not sure if it would work, but you would still need to use you would just need to use like your bicarbonate of soda and stuff like that. So you could use, I think actually maybe even just like whole flour might be good as well. Like just like regular flour, but like whole wheat. And I don't know how much it compares with the like proteins, but let's say like whole flour versus white flour protein in content I'm just looking at. But it's probably going to be more satiating because it's more fiber. So protein, but you could make like your own pizzas. You could just put vegetables on it. You could yeah. You could put some like spinach. You could put some mushrooms. Mushrooms would be good as well. There's quite a good bit of protein in there. Yeah. So yeah, so you could have some like spinach, mushrooms, and peppers, things like that. Just a mix of veg. Yeah. What we're saying. Here's saying beans and lentils are not that good for you and just make you bloated. If I use gram flour, I make a batter with it and drop, what's that, of elf veg or chicken and fry it. All right. Yeah. Hi, Sir Bones Ventre. You all right? Hope you're doing well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Oh wow, well, that's interesting. Well, you're actually 100. Surely you can't really be 100. I don't think there's any 100-year-old people on YouTube, is there? That'd be mad. That. So really, 100 people, 100-year-old, really, really. Well, all right. Well, I wouldn't think any 100-year-old people would know how to use YouTube. Oh, what's this? Oh, what is this? These squares, what are these words with these letters on? What do they do? If I press it, what does it do, Maureen? Maureen! What do I do with this thing? My grandson told me how to do it. Oh, really? Yeah. That was one of those things where context is needed. Otherwise, it could sound a bit wrong, couldn't it? uh, yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, how are we doing tonight, people? I hope you're all well. Yeah. It's going a bit quieter now, but that's okay, I guess. At least I've still got you guys here. So, yeah. Like the live if you haven't already. What show will you talk about then? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's actually 100, is there? I mean, yeah. I really doubt that. Yeah. maybe you could come on and actually I could get you up on my live, and then you could show all your millions of wrinkles and stuff. How's it going, the gymnast girl? You alright? What's your name? You're into gymnastics, yeah. I like to talk about fitness and health on here, so I think you've come to the right place. But yeah, how are we doing? Born in 1924, it must be. My granddad was born in 1927 and he died in 2010. He was 83 years old when he died. Oh, it's only Mags. All right, okay. Why you keep changing your name? Anyway, that's a bit confusing. I'm from Italy in the 1940s. What? 1940s? You mean, what are you talking about? 90, what you mean you're, how's it going, historical places? I'm from York, England. What about yourself? What's your name, by the way? Oh, different account. Okay, then. Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone's had a good day today. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, so, I don't know. What shall we talk about then? Yes, very good. Yeah, cool. Hi, HP, how you doing? Yeah, actually, I think my laptop's HP, actually. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, oh, I could show it you, actually, but... Yeah, bear with me a second. Yeah, I've got a HP. It's a Mac. Look, it's a HP. Yeah, got a HP. Yeah. Bread. What you about bread? What you mean bread? Get some bread. That's what they call money, isn't it? Bread. Yeah. My name is Akib. Are you from London? No, I'm in York, England. But for some reason, a lot of people seem to assume I'm from London. If I was from London, I'd talk like that, wouldn't I? Yeah. I'm from London, innit, mate? Is a thing all from someone's life. What's that? I don't know. I'm getting confused now. Thank you for joining me tonight, people. I hope all is well. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat, please. So there's 10 people here, 5 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better. They all call England London, yeah, because apparently England's the only place London's the only place in England, isn't it? You know, there ain't any other. It's like when people try and do an impression of an English accent, and they're like, "Oh, what?" Or they think that they talk like the Queen. So they either think that Benny, because you know, still brother, New York easy, I'm talking Italiano. Yeah. Anyway, how are you doing, people? Hi, Jack, you alright? Tea and... Oh, yes. A spot of tea and crumpets, you know. Got to, stick your, the pinky finger up, because, one is, rather high class, and, very spiffing, jolly good, yes. Oh, okay. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town. Oh, really? Zesty boy, okay, thank you. Grasshopper plus. Yeah, it's rather refreshing, thank you. Thank one, because they don't say you, it's like one. One's off to the shop to buy one some groceries. One shall devour some of one's culinary crafts. Okay, why are you going back to your other account? What tips will you give someone for rest and recovery? What do you mean? What do you mean give someone tips for rest and recovery? What do you mean by that? Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. About alcohol. What sort of alcohol? Hello, John. Trump celebration party. I'm Trump. It's not fake news. I'm Donald Trump. Yeah, hi, CC Motion 1998. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. Oh, thank you. All right. I am flattered. Is there anything one can do to speed up recovery? I mean, there might be certain supplements that can help. Like I said, this methylene blue stuff. I don't know if it can maybe help, but I mean, do you? Oh God, here we go again with the trolls. So yeah, I don't know. It's just best to just kind of, you have to just be patient when it comes to recovery. But yeah, it's just about let it rest in your body. But maybe like things like, like some of these stress reducers, like maybe Shilajit perhaps. Maybe that sort of stuff might help. I don't know. I'd have to look into it and find out. But let me have a look at Shilajit. Is it Shilajit? It's probably not pronounced like that, I'm guessing. Yeah, because it's like, is it Indian or something like that, if I remember? Recovery. Also, maybe red light therapy, but I know that's kind of maybe not viable for everybody, but yeah, there's like red light machines that some people get. They're kind of expensive. They're quite a few £100s, I think, but yeah, that might be an option to have. Supposedly it helps with the mitochondria and speed recovery up, but yeah, welcome in everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight, people. If you haven't already, can you subscribe, please? That would be really appreciated. So yeah, like I said, that with the Shilajit, let's see if it'll actually improve recovery. Muscle recovery and endurance. Yes, Shilajit is increasingly popular in the fitness community for its role in muscular recovery and endurance. It helps reduce exercise-induced fatigue by supporting energy production at the cellular level, which is crucial for recovery and muscle repair. So there you go. So maybe that can help. Post-workout stretching, yeah, that might help to like release some of the metabolic byproducts, I guess. Am I right there, Anton? Is that what it is? Yeah, so that a lot of it gets trapped inside. I've heard even stuff people saying about trauma gets stored in different parts of the body, so apparently doing different stretching exercises can actually help to release stored trauma. So again, I don't know how true that is, but cryotherapy and saunas might help. Yeah, I've heard about that actually, because they say how actually inflammation is actually necessary, but I've heard actually that cold showers though might actually work against recovery from exercise, and you should space it out at least 4 to 6 hours after a workout. But yeah, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, you've just got to try and time that right, I think, if you're going to do cold showers. So I'm not sure about cryotherapy. My grandson is calling me. I'll be back. Okay, see you later. Only Max is back with their other account. So welcome in, people. I hope you've all had a blessed day. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. I don't know why my nose is kind of itching right now. I just gotta open this up a little bit to let some fresh air, and maybe it's just all this dust that's just like flying around everywhere. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, welcome in everybody. I hope you've all had a good day so far. If you are new here, subscribe, please. That would help me out here. So yeah. So am I right there, Anton, about like because there's all these like metabolic byproducts, things like lactic acid and other metabolites, you could call them, that get stored in the muscles, and it by stretching would help to release them and get it kind of flushed out. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, what's up, people? But speaking of like detoxing the body, like I've heard like exercise in general is good for that, like doing a lot of like cardio, especially to help with lymphatic drainage. It's meant to help with like lymph circulation, help to clear out toxins from the body. So yeah, so something to look into, really. Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hello, Ryan. It's good to see you again. How have you been? Is everything all right with you? Yeah. Yeah, who's still in here then? Yeah. And someone's still there. Is Dale, are you still there? You'd see I'm doing all right. Are you well? Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Just it's been talking about things that people can do to aid recovery from exercise, but yeah, there's different things I guess can work. Hello to you, Baxter Rocks. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Anyway, subscribe if you're new here. Thank you for the 8 likes, everybody. Thank you very much. So what do you want to talk about tonight, people? What's bugging people? What do people want to get off their chest? What do people want to? Is anyone going through anything and maybe they want some advice, perhaps? Let me know. We can try and help people out. Let's talk about insecurities. Yeah, well, we all have insecurities to some degree, I think. Even the people that are the most successful, they'll probably find something about themselves that they don't like. Hello, Skippy. How you doing? Welcome to the live. If you're new here, can you subscribe, please? So you gotta like stop comparing yourself to others. I'd say, like, I made a video, I think yesterday, where I talked about this, of not comparing yourselves to others, because it's gonna make you so like kind of insecure. And yeah, the thing is, everyone's different, everyone's got their own strengths and weaknesses. You just have to embrace your flaws and accept it as part of your uniqueness. It would be boring if we were all the same. I stay on live, but I gotta eat. It's okay. Yeah, what are you having to eat? So yeah, it's just you've got to learn to accept that you have flaws. It's part of your character. Okay, Baxter, what's this? I'm in school and I have a friend who makes fun and jokes about my weight, and I tell him to stop, but he won't. Yeah, that's just kids for you. Don't take it to heart. It's but have you ever actually tried to do anything about your weight? I'm not saying that that it's necessarily going to be possible, but just try and do what you can to improve yourself, but do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. But yeah. Oh, height. Oh, I thought you said weight. Height. Yeah. Yeah. But when it comes to that, then just don't let it bother you. Because height doesn't really. You're born with your height. You can't help that. Just. But it's just a kid at the end of the day. They'll always find something to use against somebody. A lot of times these people have insecurities themselves, and it's a projection of their own suffering. Exactly, respects you. Yeah. So yeah, basically, these people who do that, just remember they probably got something going on in their own head, because if they didn't, they wouldn't feel the need to do that. They probably have something going on. There's this saying that goes, hurts people. I do think there's a lot of truth to it. When people who've been bullied and then they become, it's like I was watching this video on there was this channel called Natural Hypertrophy, and he does like stuff on like bodybuilding and stuff like that, but he made a video on the whole kind of black pill thing, and a lot of these guys who become kind of bitter, and it's kind of basically a defense mechanism when they make these idle threats, and it's like it's not stuff that most of them would actually follow through with. The thing is that a lot of these women become like scared of them, and just people in general become scared of them, which then just perpetuates this kind of this mentality. And I think people need to learn to actually listen to these people and actually be there to help them, because if you just keep on like blaming it on them all the time, then you're not really seeing the deeper problem that this system has created. It's made a lot of them feel kind of like lost. I mean, it's like a lot of them have been through some traumatic experiences. They might have been through some bullying and stuff that it's really gotten into their head. They might have like physical bullying, and they were just never really felt like they were really accepted, and they just so it really plays into their head, and it just seems like a lot of these people can't empathize with them. Yeah, so it's just but a lot of the time they'll then go on to like hurt other people because they do it as a defense mechanism, and it's a coping mechanism because they felt betrayed. So it's a way for them to get a sense of control that they can, sort of get inside somebody else's head because because they've been, gotten at mentally. So yeah, it's all about trying to understand where people are coming from and with like their psychology, so that we can sort of address it, because you can't just be like, oh, these people are radicals and just dismiss it as a bunch of. Because the thing is, I was down that where I was kind of a bit, when I saw that thing going on with the Plymouth guy, where he killed a bunch of people and himself. And I even made a video saying that these people are dangerous and all that. The thing is, though, it's a very small percentage that are actually the radicals. We need to actually listen to these people. We need to actually, actually take the time to actually people need to actually be empathize and actually try to understand where they're coming from. A lot of them are very, disenfranchised. They don't have a lot of friends in the real world. They always felt left out, and they're just but a lot of it's their mindset that they've continued with, even if they've actually improved their situation, where they still don't feel good enough because they're still not getting accepted because they still have this negative mindset. And it's like there's this kind of trap that they get themselves into. And sorry, mate, I've got to go. Okay, thank you, Baxter. But yeah, you take care. What I find interesting are cry bullies. What do you mean? What do you mean cry bullies? What are you talking about? Cry bullies. Anyway, how are we doing tonight, everybody? I hope you're all doing well, and that you subscribe if you're new here. I hope you really appreciate it. Yeah, so who's still here then? But yeah, these people who've they're like, oh no, there's no point in me even bothering because I'm not. This is their mindset, because if they're not a Chad, then they're. What do you mean by radicals? I'm talking about people like Elliot Rodger, the Plymouth guy, a few others that have actually gone and took things into their own hands to actually get revenge or something, or just reacted in a really violent way. And it's just that we have these like case examples. It's like it's a symptom of a bigger issue. I mean, these are the extreme ones that are willing to do that, but there's I wouldn't say a high percentage, but in terms of numbers, there's quite a few people. I've actually looked into this myself, and there's quite a sizable community online of these, guys who feel lost, who don't feel like any woman wants them, and they're just kind of perpetuating each other's beliefs, because they're just in this echo chamber where it's like, oh yeah, you're right, these women only want to date Chad and Tyrone. And it's like, the thing is, if you actually go out in the real world, you'll see men and women of different looks getting together. It's like, it's just kind of like there's this online stuff that's just kind of a bit of the thing is, yeah, like when people talk about like online dating and all that, but the thing is, not everyone meets on online dating apps, and most of that's just hookups anyway. It's not actually for most of the time people don't use it for long-term committed relationships. So the data on that is all mainly, a lot of it's based on looks, whereas when people look for some long-term partner, it's less prioritized. So this is what they don't seem to like really understand. there's people that claim to be bullied, but it's really about controlling the behavior of others. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right with a lot of people where it's like, yeah, that sounds a bit like my, like the ex-girlfriend situation I had where she kept claiming to have a stalker all the time, and it just seemed like a bunch of attention-seeking behavior, and she was doing a lot of that, and it was really toxic and narcissistic, it seemed. And I definitely would say she's probably a narcissist. Like she was displayed a lot of those characteristics of a narcissist, constantly needing attention, getting jealous all the time, like just yeah, the world doesn't fucking revolve around you, fucking bitch, you know? I guess it's like people like that that don't give women a good name. And the same is like with men who mess women around, they also don't give men a good name. So, but it doesn't mean that everyone's like that though. There is good people out there. But yeah, it's just, it is what it is. So many people have deep rooted issues and they need to sort that out before trying to get in a relationship with somebody because they're just bringing their baggage into it. You know, it's just not fair when you're trying to mess someone around mentally because you've got issues. It's sad for people who never find genuine love, I know. But it is what it is, you know, you just gotta learn to love yourself because that's the only person you can really count on ultimately. Because even if you do find true love, you never know what could happen. One of you might get taken away by, you know, something bad might happen, like one of you might die, for example, or one of you might become totally kind of brain dead and not able to really function. You just never know what's going to happen. So you can only rely on yourself, like for your happiness and the love and the respect. It's great to have it from other people, but it should not be expected. When you start expecting things from other people, that's entitlement, which is just it's actually quite unattractive, is entitlement. When people come across as entitled, and I think this is another problem with these black pillars, is they have this entitled, needy kind of energy, and they need to work on that. And they need to do a lot of shadow work, I believe. Like I said, a lot of it stems from things that have happened previously. And they need to be able to overcome a lot of this trauma and this, that's causing a lot of these negative thoughts in their head. Well, apart from the echoes, I mean, lol, some people don't need to be in relationships with head problems. Yeah, exactly. They just, yeah, it's just not worth it. It's like better to be single than be in a toxic relationship. You know, I'd rather have my peace because the person's supposed to be there to add to your life, not to take away from it. If they're taking away and they're draining your energy and making you negative, why are you even letting them in your life? It just doesn't make any sense. Like you're just clinging onto something that's just doomed to fail, basically, you know. So, but yeah, some people just won't learn, will they? They won't learn to like. Let go of things. I think maybe it's just out of fear of because they don't have anything else going for them. You have to learn to have your own interests and your own hobbies, build your own character up. And yeah, these things take time, but you know you can. Once you build your character up, then you'll be like, I don't even need anybody. I'm just like, you know, I'm fine. But then you just start to attract somebody genuine then because. The thing is that needy people will attract either other needy people or people who will try to get over on you because they see it as a weakness. Jeremy, I think each person has baggage and the spouse should be able to support them unpack it. In America, everyone is dependent on therapy. If you have a spouse, you should be able to let them help. I think the problem is that what I've come to realize is that you're not their helper, and yeah, is that it'll feel like when I've tried, for example, when I've actually talked to a woman and like they've tried to make things happen, and then I try to help them and be like a kind of not a therapist, but like a support, like for them, and it would just feel like it was all for nothing. So yeah, it's just I don't know, because you're not the therapist. It's like you might not necessarily know how to deal with certain situations like that. Hi, Angelina. How you doing? That room is so depressing. Do you need a happy room? What do you mean? Here we go. So basically, yeah, thank you for the 14 likes, everybody. Much appreciated. Let's try and get to 20 likes tonight. Hi, Tanish Q. You all right? Hello, Alan. Welcome in here. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. If a spouse can't be supportive, bin them. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but sometimes maybe both of you need therapy. Maybe like even like group, like was in like not group therapy, but like relationship therapy. Maybe both of you need to go together to somebody else that can actually help you to sort all of your issues out. If you have issues in a relationship, then you might need to both of you actually go to therapy. In fact, there was this woman that was basically, it used to come to my TikTok lives when I would go on there, and she had this boyfriend who was they both had some issues, and they had to go on a bit of a hiatus, shall we say, to like work on themselves, and then they managed to sort things out, I think. But because they were kind of stressing each other out by being together when they're still having their issues, so maybe it's important to just like to go to get some kind of professional help, perhaps, if it's that bad. Of course, there's times when you should be supporting each other, but sometimes it isn't going to be good enough. It depends, I guess, on the situation. Sure, we all have limits, but what's the point in having someone if they don't support? Yeah, I mean, there's times where their support isn't going to be helpful, though, I'm saying, like, but yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, we should be there for each other and to support each other, but we can't rely on other people like that. You shouldn't be relying on the other person to make you happy. For example, you have to find it within. It can make you give you a bit more happiness. Like it just, it's like a compliment to your life. But like if you rely on them solely for happiness, then that's codependency, and that can be very toxic. So it's about recognizing that whether that it has to do with like your attachment style and all that, and recognizing why you're becoming too attached. Why do you need this person so badly in your life? What is it that you're lacking? Because maybe you'll find that there's a void that you're trying to get this person to fill, and it's just like something's not right, and it's that as soon as that person's not there, then you feel like a void inside. But you should never feel like that. You should feel like a whole person inside yourself, no matter whether that person's around or not. How's it going, Sam Teo? Welcome in. How you doing tonight, people? Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I think you've been here before, haven't you? So yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, even the human brain have neurons that search to support other neurons. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, it's just that there's only so much that you can do to support someone else unless you have, the right kind of research and the right kind of knowledge on these things. And you can try your best, but sometimes it might be best to go to someone who is a professional, someone who's an expert in that field, who can, is an expert in psychology that can actually help with that when it comes to things like shadow work and stuff like that. And it's just help each other the best that you can. But if you find that there's issues like baggage that both of you can't seem to resolve together, you have to maybe find someone that can help you through these things. So yeah, if you have the right regard, you'll do what it takes to support them rather than resent them. I'm not saying you should resent them. It's about kind of being like, kind of, we both have issues and we need to like get them sorted out. It's about having that kind of humility to, like, whatever you call it, like the humble, being humble enough to accept that you have a problem. I think that's the thing that you both have to be willing to do, because if you see things in each other that you don't particularly like, you have to. It's about kind of learning to like not just be quiet about things. If you find that something off, and it's like you have to. Your communication is key. If something's off and you're like, I don't like the way you're doing that, or I don't like the way you're saying in certain things, or then you need to speak out, because if something's bothering you, then you can't just say nothing. Like, because they need to know that they're doing something wrong. Because if it's just constructive criticism, then to help them be a better person, and like, for example, if they feel like they're not listening to you enough, then you need to be like, I think you need to listen more. And just, it's about, and it's all, I mean, it's the way that you do it as well. It's the way that you approach these things, because sometimes people can come across as harsh and kind of rude when calling someone out on something. But it's just, the thing is, you have to be able to trust that that person will take it the right way, that you don't mean it in a snarky way or anything like that, that you're doing it as like constructive, that's going to help lead to a more, kind of healthy relationship in the long run. Healthy boundaries are key. Yeah, exactly. It's about communicating your frustrations and your concerns and things. Yeah, boundaries. Yeah. But yeah, I do get what you're saying though. But yeah, that you have to support each other. But there's no point if there's no support. There should be like your yeah. It's like you should be there for each other. That you should be living in like a symbiotic relationship with each other, where like in a synergy with each other, where it's like the idea of where it's like the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, where together you can actually, where it's like, for example, you can make a child together. It's like, it's like you can bring, sort of more things into fruition together than apart, so, but it also at the same time, recognizing your power as an individual is high. So it's about balancing that out, and so that you're not needy, but at the same time appreciate the company that you get from that, your whatever soulmate, whatever you want to call it, your twin flame, whatever you want to call them, if you believe in all that kind of stuff. But yeah. But anyway, how we're doing tonight, people? I hope you're all doing well. If anybody's new here, can you subscribe, please? That'd be really appreciated. Yeah, so yeah, down to 3 people now. So I don't know what happened to everybody. Ryan says twin flame is a lot of rubbish, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, it's just a lot of like kind of actually spiritual people would talk about it. I mean, it's like whatever you want to believe. I'm like I don't want to just like throw everything out of like what people say. It's like religions and stuff like that. If people want to believe that, that they have their, spouse or whatever that's like destined for them, it's like, but think there's, like I said, it's about not being needy and just being whole within yourself. Because if you're not whole within yourself, then there's always going to feel like a void there that you need someone else to fill it. But yeah, instead of feeling like two forces synergizing with each other, it's about your mindset on these things, really. Evolution, fact or fiction. I mean, we were talking about this the other day, but I mean, I'm kind of like, 50-50 on it, really. I think that there's certain signs of evolution, but in terms of like extrapolating it to like macro evolution, I don't know. I'm kind of I just don't even know anymore what's true or what isn't. So, but yeah, I'm inclined to think that it probably does exist, but yeah. But I don't know. It's just I don't really like to get into all like religious arguments and stuff like that. And evolution has been disproved. Oh yeah, you're right. That void is undeniable in every human being and makes us feel we are not good enough and strive towards some goal. Anything which we naively believe will complete us, but never does. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? So it's about kind of seeing yourself as whole, but yeah, I guess if you're ever striving towards something, then you don't feel whole. But it's all about like what I'm saying is that using that person to make you feel full is just going to inevitably fail. But it's best to just focus on what's within your control, like your goals. Put your time and effort into that. It's actually going to ultimately make you more attractive because you're more ambitious, more a go-getter. If you're a guy, then it's going to be way more attractive than if you're just someone who. So a lot of guys after a breakup, they'll just go worse. I hear a lot of stories where they'll put on a load of weight and they just give up on themselves. They just feel sorry. They're sulking. You can either go that way, or you can just start becoming a menace and just lift weights, doing all the. I thought evolution was all scientifically proven. Well, I mean, some people still dispute it, but I mean, depends on the woman. What do you mean? What's this? I agree. Have you been in any good relationships? I mean, like, what happened, right? Thing is, I've never really been successful for like a long period of time where like, it's just basically I had like a couple of them like a long time ago, and it was I was just way too needy, and that would be the ultimately caused it to fail. I just got too kind of like, because I think it was a scarcity mindset and the just having all my hopes pinned on that, which was just terrible. It's just a lot of it's out of insecurity, I think. Not all you're correct. What do you mean? Not all what? Sorry. We have seen adaptations, but not one species turn into another. Yeah, this is where I'm a bit like, yeah, it's just kind of makes you think, but maybe they have some explanation, but it's just that we don't have the time scale to really kind of see that happen, and I guess that's what they're saying, because they're saying how like the Earth's billions of years old, but I just don't really even really consider these things anymore, because I just find that I'd rather focus on what I can know and what I can prove, instead of worrying about things that people are still arguing about, like things like the Big Bang or whatever. It's like, you know what, I'd rather just we are similar to apes, aren't we? Yeah, but it's like we're not exactly the same. And as in like the argument is that we don't really see anything in between apes and humans, really. It's just kind of, but I mean, I hear the arguments for why they say that we don't see them, and they're saying that they've all become extinct or something. But is that right? I mean, like I said, I just think that people get a bit too kind of, I don't know, caught up in these arguments, and I've come to realize that I personally just don't think any of it really matters. I'd just rather live the best life that I can live, and just try and appreciate life for what it is, and not try to just keep going down rabbit holes where I'm going around in circles, because that's just not going to fulfill me. So yeah, I want to watch a documentary about it now. Yeah, but it might be good to like look at both sides, I guess, if you want to like actually get a more balanced position on things, and then kind of just make your mind up of what sounds the most logical, I guess. A nature type of documentary. Yes, the nature documentary. What is it? Hey, no, hang on. What? How do I do it? David. David Attenborough. Yeah. I'm trying to think, what would he say, like, what sort of things he would say, like, to kind of do in his voice. Yeah. Yeah, because he does all stuff on, like, different, kind of species of animals and birds and things like that. Anyway, but yeah, how are we doing tonight, everybody? I hope you're all well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, 17 likes, thank you very much. What do you mean, Sam? Let's get 20 likes on here, shall we? Yeah. I don't know whether to restart again in a minute, because it seems to have gone a bit, dropped off a bit. Are you back, Mags? Welcome back. What do men think women want? Well, that's a good one, but yeah, I guess it's kind of changed over the years, but like I guess modern women are more kind of, what I'm understanding is that, I mean, they seem to be becoming less and less kind of interested in dating, full stop. I mean, if you look at like the statistics on it all, and it's like, yeah, they just don't seem to be as really interested. I mean, I don't know. It's just, and then there's also a lot of men that don't seem to be interested as much. Yeah, Attenborough was a rabid evolutionist. Yeah. National Geographic. I think you did a lot of BBC, if I remember, but is he still doing anything, like David Attenborough? I think people became more interested, in my opinion. It just seems as if anything that, in terms of like long-term relationships, there seems to be less interest in that these days, and people just becoming more promiscuous, and hookup culture being more so. So it just seems to be, they're more just kind of, focused on themselves, and yeah, long-term relationships. Yeah, I don't see any evidence of it becoming more of a thing. At one time, it was like very important for you to actually have a long-term relationship. It seemed to be like if you didn't, then you were sort of like falling behind. But if you look at the statistics now on the amount of people who are single, I think there was something like between the ages of 20 to 29, over 60% of men are single, and I think 30-something% are actually women. But so for whatever reason, yeah, a lot of, not as many women are saying that they're single as men. So in that age group, and who knows, it might be partly that they're going for older men, perhaps. But does that really explain it all? Is it that a lot of these women think they're in relationships when they're not? Like that, for example, they might be all chasing after a certain guy, and they think that they're in a relationship with him, and he's just messing around. And a lot of these guys would say that they're not in a relationship because they're just kind of messing around. So yeah. So it's hard to know like what to trust with these statistics, because they're like self-reported statistics. So, but it seems as though like less people seem to be interested in a long-term relationship now, and women want a man they can walk down the road with without being embarrassed. Well, yeah. So you're trying to say that they would be embarrassed to walk down the road with most men now or something? I guess you could say that men are also the same as well, that might be why that they will only date women of a certain kind of looks, shall we say, because men can be quite conscious of like how they're perceived by other men especially, and they might be ashamed of, let's say, if they got with a chubby woman, for example, they might be a bit, conscious about walking down the road with her. They might feel like he's going to get judged for dating her, even if he didn't really mind, but it would be quite concerned about what other people think. So it could be the same with women as well, where they might not date certain kind of men who people might shame them for or whatever. So anyway, I think I'm going to restart the live. It's seems to have dropped off in here again. So imagine you got a diamond play button. What do you mean? Or is that the YouTube thing? Maybe men who don't take pride in their appearance. Yeah, there's a lot of women that don't as well, you could say. It goes both ways. And of course, yeah, a lot of women will wear makeup, but, you know, but I see probably just as many women who don't take pride in their appearance as well. Like yeah. Yeah, like it's just the way things are going, you know. So you have to be realistic with what you expect. You have to, if you want someone who takes pride in their appearance, you have to do that yourself. So yeah, it's ultimately down to like, yeah, how's it going, Junaid? Welcome in. How you doing tonight? Track suit bottoms are for home or the gym. Oh yeah. Yeah. It kind of can signal like a bit low class, can't it? But some people might just like the way that they feel. They think they're comfy or whatever. But yeah, but you can still like, I don't know. It depends. There's the different clothes are more casual. It's like I'm seeing a lot of like women wearing more of these kind of like looser clothing now, and it might not be seen as attractive, but they're just wearing it because it's, you know, it's more comfortable for them. Because wearing these like really tight jeans or leggings or whatever, and they're not like that comfortable to wear or something. But you'll see them wearing these like bell bottoms, like jeans that just maybe not many people might think they look that good. It's like they're bringing back these like old. They say this is one of the reasons why a lot of these younger people are looking old, because the type of fashion that they're going for is like that of the grandparents or something, and yeah, it's or the parents or grandparents. It's like they've just rooted out their cupboard to get their clothes or something. Maybe they bought it from a charity shop or something, and that's why it looks like dated or something. Because they don't want to go out and buy new clothes, perhaps, because they might feel like it's not good for the environment. So yeah, it's but yeah, tracksuit bottoms don't necessarily look that good. It looks kind of a bit chavvy, doesn't it? And yeah. Hearts are a lot. Oh yeah. All right. I don't know. What do you mean hearts are a lot? You know, and about the hearts on here. Anyway, I think I'm going to restart the live because it seems to have gone a bit quiet. So yeah, we've got 19 likes. So yeah, we almost got to 20. But yeah, see you later, folks. Okay, well, I'll be back in a sec. So yeah, if you want to come back, then stop another live. Okay.